And we have an incredible golf course for you today that we'll be looking at. And we're going to be headed to 2 states. We're going to be doing it so cheap that we don't even know how we got there. We're going to be headed from Philadelphia to Vermont and also New Hampshire, with the goal of hitting 2 golf courses for under about $500. And we'll be doing that with Amtrak points. And we need it because it's about $312. So we opened up that credit card a long time ago and we booked that train. So that free train that we got stops by New York City. So we made sure to swing one through there, but most importantly, get out and head over to Vermont, because we had the goal in mind of hitting 2 golf courses. We had no clubs and just a giant backpack. It was simple. Spend less than $500 playing 2 golf courses. Now, I didn't bring the golf clubs with me. I figured that would be a liability, and just in case we couldn't find an Uber in Brattleboro, Vermont. And the golf course was just a 45-minute walk, about 2.5 miles. And there's a lot to see here, so I figured at this point, I'm looking for the Uber, but I can't find it, so I start walking to this golf course, which is about 2.5 miles total. But it's an easy walk. It was mostly sidewalks, and there's no Uber, so you got to go. We got to do. So the biggest concern, obviously, the golf course is going to close at 6 o'clock. It's about 5:30, and it looks like I'm going to make it. I made about 2 miles, a little bit uphill. Got a little challenging with the backpack, but for the most part, we just made it in time, and you can see right here, it's a really good day.
Oh my God, it's here.
And just like that, we were at the golf course, which is called Brattleboro Country Club. And it has a ton of history because it was built in 1914. So just like going back in time, we were able to get there walking. So it's clear we made it to the golf course, but there's going to be big problems on the way back. We ordered the clubs, we ordered the cart. Altogether, it was about $55 total, so we're eating into some of the money. But because there was no Uber, we saved at least $20 there. It's a great golf course here, as you can see from the footage. Biggest problem was the walk back. We got about 4.5-mile walk back, and we did a lot of swinging out there. So for the most part, we're going to get into some trouble if we can't find an Uber, and it's not looking good. So we started to prepare ourselves and hydrate ourselves for a long walk back through town. Brattleboro Country Club's the course to play because it's got a ton of history. Built in 1914, and it was definitely a bucket list golf course for most people. And that was it. It was time to call the taxi or the Uber, and that wasn't showing up. So before it got dark, we started to walk out, and we started a long 4-mile walk to the hotel because we had a big day ahead of us to probably walk to the next golf course, because it was becoming very clear that there's no taxis and Ubers in Brattleboro, Vermont. So the next morning was very simple. One rule: try to play golf in New Hampshire. So got up at 7 o'clock in the morning, started to make the walk. And it was a very dangerous walk in the beginning, but we started, in total it's about a 8-mile walk, as you can see right here. But if you take the West Chesterfield area, it probably brings it to about a 10-mile walk, which we had to because the roads out here were just insane, and it's not worth dying to play golf. So for the most part, got lucky, pretty much got there. We had to jump over this this was the highway, so you can see right here how loud it is. But we had to jump over here. There's a road right there, and right on the lake there is the golf course. So once when we saw that lake, it was over. We made it, and we had to check in, and it looks like we were at least going to play golf. Had major concerns about how we were going to get back, of course. We teed one up real nice, and of course, we were extremely excited to make it there and play some golf. So we walked inside, checked in. Wasn't many people there to choose from, and then listened to this unbelievable story about the history of this golf course, which changes the whole course of what happened.
You really got a slice of heaven out here, though, man.
Well, unfortunately, this is the last season.
Is that official?
Yeah, it's 122 years. And the guy's buying it, and he's shutting it down, he's fencing it in, he's going to build a castle up on our 6th hole. We weren't even for sale. He sent me an email over the winter. I thought it was a joke because he was offered more than I ever would have even asked for a place. Then he called me up and he's like, "No, it's no joke." And We tried to find somebody locally to buy it for even less and keep it open. We didn't have any luck, so.
Like that, now a castle is involved in this whole adventure, which is a great way to finish it off, because on the 6th hole they're going to put a castle, it sounds like. And I got to get back to the hotel, so I can't sit here to figure this out. Is why there's the historical district coming in trying to save this unbelievable golf course. But nevertheless, we started to run into big problems because the cart magically stopped working. So what we decided to do was obviously call the golf course to get a new golf cart coming out. I was hoping to run into a group and maybe try to catch a ride with them into town. Then I noticed, as I'm laughing, I called the wrong golf course. I called a golf course down in Texas. So I started laughing uncontrollably because I'm a few beers in. I don't know how I'm going to get back. I'm in New Hampshire. I got to get to Vermont. There's a big problem happening here. And most importantly, I thought I would run into someone in hopes of maybe catching a ride back. That didn't happen. Then all of a sudden, I make the phone call to the golf course.
Alright, I think I'm good. When you get it started, I'll try.
No, don't worry about it.
Now, having this golf cart breakdown was the best thing that happened to me. It would put me in a position to where I could pretty much vulnerably ask them if I can get a ride home, if I explained the story of me trying to golf all 50 states and on a budget, of course. So here was my slow attempt at that.
Took the train up, so I gotta get. I'm like helpless here.
Helpless, just like the members that bought a membership at this golf course, and then it was taken away from them, from someone that wanted to decide to buy a cat. Like that, after a few more holes of breaking down, showing some good swings, and just having a great time with some locals, we were able to work out a deal where they could drop me off in town, because one of them were going that way, and I was very, very grateful to get with them. And most importantly, play golf in 2 states for under $500, and we did it significantly under that, mainly because we couldn't find any Ubers that would have probably ate into that $500 bill. So with food and buying some drinks on the course, this course cost no more than $50. Great deal. Fellow golfers dropped me right off in Brattleboro, and I got on that train soon later the next day, and it was just a great experience to go out and knock out 2 golf courses for well under the $500 range. We paid about $150 for the hotel, some food, made sure you get some good cheeses and maple syrup when you're up there in Vermont, and you just couldn't go wrong. So that's going to do it for this video. If you made it this far, keep a lookout for more videos to come. This is World Twilight Golfer.